It was a day of a big missed opportunity, some fake outs, and a choppy market, but we managed to stay green. Hey everybody, it's Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Thursday, March the 27th. And as you can see, we did have a green day. Not great, but we did have green across the board, which I'm happy about. A couple accounts were pretty decent. The rest of these were, so-so. Green is green, let's put it that way. On the week, as far as the red week goes, we've today managed to flip a couple of the accounts back to green on the week by just a little bit. The rest of them are still quite a bit red. Obviously, these two are blown, but these four are in the close to 400 red yet. 350 to 400 in the red. This account's almost back to zero, and the Tradeify accounts are down about 400 or so. So we're probably not going to get all these accounts back to green by tomorrow, but that's okay. Trying to survive the week and get out from under the red days we had on Monday and Tuesday. Let's take a quick look at TradeZilla here. Today, $1,000 in profit, 63% win rate, which was good. And we flipped the month back to green, so we're back to 583, just barely green on the month, which is kind of sad because we've only had 5 red days on the entire month. The rest of the month was green, but the problem is we had 3 really pretty big red days. For me, the last 3 red days were pretty big red days, and so that definitely puts a damper on things. But in any case, so far so good. Glad to bounce back. Yesterday we were very careful, very cautious, and today, yeah, I was happy with the way I traded, but like I said at the outset, I missed a pretty big opportunity and got faked out a couple times, but we did manage to stay green and good R, 4.29 R today, which is good. So anyway, that's that. All right, let's take a quick look at the market today and what we missed and what happened. So to get started, I think we're going to go to the 30-minute chart on NQ. In the pre-market this morning, I was looking at this gap fill thinking we might fill it, and my thought process was here we go with the if-then statements. If we close the gap in the morning session or during the day, if we close the gap, I'm not going to look for longs until we get down here to around the 19,920s. I felt like the support around the 920s on the NASDAQ was better than right here at the low point of the gap. The low point of the gap there is around the 975s. And I just felt like the support down here was better. So that was my game plan, is if we get through here, I'm probably not going to look for longs until we test this area. On ES, that exact same thing, the support right at the gap I felt was pretty much the same as it was on the NASDAQ. So my thought was if we fill the gap, I'll look for longs off the gap. That's why you see this little yellow circle that I put here. That's what my goal was. I drew the circle in here after the end of the day when we had the wick, but my morning plan was if we get there, we'll look for longs on both ES and NQ. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened this morning. We opened up and we had the move down, and I just have to admit it, I was gun shy. I was afraid of a continued move through, and I just was too scared to put risk on the table. I have to admit it. I didn't take the trade. I did not take this setup. We had a nice little hold on NQ here, and I should have taken the long, and I just didn't. The same thing occurred on ES. We had a perfect little wick right into that level, and I simply did not take the trade. So I'm sad about that. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't take that setup, because that would have been an awesome setup both on ES or on NQ. I guess the good part is I would rather miss the trade or not take the trade than to take a risky setup and end up with a loss. So that was the first problem, if you will, or the first thing that kind of upset me on the day. And then really the only 2 other misses were a fake out right here, and I think that might have been on these accounts. Yep, I got faked out here looking for a hold of this FOMC high, which we had kind of rejected in the early morning session, or not the early morning, but in the about 10 o'clock to around the 10:30 area. We rejected that pretty heavily, and I was looking at for this to possibly to hold. I just got faked by these two wicks. Jumped in there, had a little loss there, and then right here I also got faked out, and that was on these accounts, the Tradeify accounts and these top 5. I was looking for a short here that just didn't happen. Tried it twice, was incorrect. We pushed back down looking for a retest, went long. So I took 3 little trades right here. All 3 of them were losers. So that was a problem there, but I did have some winning trades. I think on the NASDAQ, we took a long right here on a break and retest. Got out with $100 in profit there, and we just couldn't hold this. I was really looking for this area right here to flip and turn into this area right here. The 146s. I was looking for this to flip to support to push up. I was really looking for that to happen. I wanted that to happen, and I thought it might with these wicks. Just we couldn't break down. My stop loss was right under that level, and you can see it finally got hit. But we did have a small win on that trade. Then I had a break and retest short here, a nice little win there. Then I rode this little break and retest long, and then immediately shorted it. So this was a long moving it up to the upside, and on the rejection we just shorted it. And the crazy thing is this was more of less of a confirmation entry short than this confirmation was long. Now I didn't take this trade, but I took this one, so go figure. And then we had a really good trade here, end of day, that was on ES. So this is the NASDAQ. A couple trades that we took there today. I think it was just those. And on the Tradeify accounts, yeah, the fake out trades, that was pretty much it. So that was the trading on NQ. Not that many trades. This was really kind of a non-trade area for me. This section right here was really not that good. Where's the rectangle? I can't ever find it. From right here through here was really a place to just kind of stay out, in my opinion. And I did take some trades in there, and they didn't really work out that well. So let's flip to the ES. On ES, I did take a short in the morning. The negative part of today was these top 5 accounts. I had them up to about 100 or so in profit, all the way back down into about $100 red, and then all the way back up to slightly green. And at that point, we decided to call it a day. But I took a rejection short off of this FOMC high on ES. Pretty nice trade here. Stopped out on my last contract, break even. And then I took a long here. This was the break and retest on ES, almost exactly like the break and retest that we had here on NQ. On ES, I took this one long. Stop out on my last contract, a little bit of a winning trade. This one here was a break even. We got the first fill here, but got stopped out on the last contract there. And then I had a really nice trade. What should have been a really nice trade. Let me rephrase that. I watched this thing push all the way up, and I was looking for either a rejection of this 5771 or looking for it to break for a break and retest long, because that is right here, the 5771. I was looking for that. If we can push above it, hold for it to push higher. That clearly didn't happen. And when I saw the rejections come in, I took that short. First contract off here, and then the second contract, I actually have my profit target all the way down here. And this thing just kept bouncing, and I finally killed the trade, and I killed it, and it immediately started to fall apart, and I missed such a big opportunity. So a little bit sad about that, but it is what it is. Let's check to see if I took any more trades on the 84 account. Nope, nothing else taken there. So the other trade I took that was it was a winning trade, but it was a miss, was actually on gold. I don't trade gold that much, but I missed a really big opportunity this morning. I was a little bit sad about it, but so if you look, let me go back to the 4-hour chart on gold, and let's zoom in here a little bit. So the 4-hour chart on gold, we can see that last week we made an all-time high on gold right up here at the 3094.9s, and then we rejected. And we turned this low into support, made the all-time high, pushed back down, and then that became resistance, and we broke through it. And this morning early, I saw that we were right up here, getting close to this level. And we literally, the market literally touched that level perfectly, like to the tick, and rejected. And I took this thing short. And my stop loss was sitting like right here, right above this wick. And I had several contracts on here, and the last one I had, you know, somewhere down here. So I held through this, held through all this, didn't get stopped out, all the way back down, didn't take profit, and should have. That was on me. We went all the way back up, all the way back up, tested these highs again. I was pretty afraid of being stopped out because I was literally just, you know, about I don't know, 6-7 points away. We rejected again, all the way back down, all the way back down. I finally took my first target or first contract off here, just a small little win. And then we had this move up through the news and all the way back down, took this one off. And then I decided, well, for the last contract, I'll just trail a stop and I'll just trail it above this EMA. And that was such a fail because wouldn't you know it, this thing goes up, gets me, and then we completely fall apart. So had I just left my stop sitting here instead of trying to move it into like break even, we could have flushed a really, really nice trade on gold. So definitely a little bit sad about that, but is what it is. It was a winning trade. That's where these accounts were at, these $84 in win. So anyway, that was the day. And then obviously gold rebounded, and then we just kind of traded through that area, and we ended up above those highs and made a new all-time high. So who knows where this thing's going to go. But anyway, I don't trade gold that much, but I do chart the levels, and when I see something that's really, really of interest, I miss some of these because I don't pay that much attention to it. But today I happened to see it early this morning, took it, and we did get some wins there. So anyway, that's the day. Happy to be green. Happy to be back to green on the month, and we'll be back at it hopefully tomorrow and try to be careful. Hopefully we can have a winning Friday and end the week on a positive note. So anyway, thank you. Appreciate new subs. And thanks for using code BCT, those of you that do, with Take Profit and Apex, also with TradeZella. So take advantage of that if you're buying prop firm accounts or needing a journaling software. But thank you for using my code, those of you that do. And those of you that don't, that is quite okay as well. We appreciate you, every one of you. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great night. Have a good trading day tomorrow. And we'll catch you on the next one. So long.